Theodore Roosevelt once said, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbled, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The critic belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, who at best knows achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. This place shall never be with those cold and timid souls, who know neither victory nor defeat."
My grandpa, yeah, when he married my mom, they lived on a farm down at Vine Grove, on a little hillside farm. Well, in 1936, the year I was born, he lost it. He couldn't make a living on it. It was dry, and farm prices went to nothing. Couldn't sell anything. Had to give it away. We moved back to another farm that he crop shared. Well, and then after that he went to Rineyville and run a grocery store for about 6 years. Well, we bought the farm in somewhere around 1966, and we joined a farm organization called the NFO, and we demonstrated and actually had a milk strike against low prices. We poured out milk for 2 weeks. Poured out everything we had for 2 weeks. On account of low prices, trying to get the price of farm products up. But we couldn't get enough farmers to stick together to do any good. That's just the way farmers are. They just won't do it. And then along about 1976, 77, we had a terrible, terrible winter. Snow got here in December and didn't go off till March. But we made it through somehow. Had years on account of droughts. The worst one I can remember was 1988. Didn't hardly have anything. Well, actually, the worst drought we've had since I wasn't farming on my own at that time. It was from 51 to 54. We had a 3-year drought. I started milking 3 or 4 years before we were married.
And then all of a sudden here came Ronald, and I fell in love with him.
Well, we got married and then we started having kids.
I did not like a farm life. I was born in Louisville, and my dad bought a farm, and we came down here and lived on a farm. He was a dairy farmer. Now, if you're gonna be a farm wife, that was one that you have to be. You had to be here morning and night. I stayed home with all the children.
Steve was born 1957. He's the oldest. And 10 and a half months later, daggone didn't have 2 more, Carol and Cheryl. They were born in 1958. And then 4 years later, we had Jeffrey. 4 years after that, we had Kevin. And about a year after that, we had Michelle.
Did not have a public work. I stayed home on the farm, cooked the meals, cooked for hired hands. The boys worked outside on the farm. After they had gotten married and raising children, they realized that the farm is not so bad after all to live.
And I milked for 47 years, and then I decided to sell the herd. We sold them in the year 2000.
When we sold our cows, and when they were put in the truck trailer and all, and went down the lane, it was pretty sad. It was part of our family leaving, and the boys and Papa was pretty sad. You could see that they were. It was just part of our family leaving. I mean, we had cows on the farm all of our life, and then all of a sudden, no more getting up, no more milking, It was a different way of living now. I'm glad that we raised our children on the farm. I'd have to go out sometimes and clean up the milk house, and I just thought it was terrible. But all in all, it's the best place to live is on the farm and raise a family.